The National Super Sedan Series is the pinnacle of speedway sedan tournaments in Australia and is contested by many of the sport's best drivers. Tonight on Checkered Flag, we take you trackside to the Toowoomba Speed Bowl in Queensland for the opening round of what is the 9th consecutive series since its inception back in 2006. We also profile the sport's two biggest names. 3 times our defending champion Darren Kane and reigning national champion Matt Pascoe. Our coverage proudly presented by Speedway Australia in conjunction with Valvoline SynPower, delivering the ultimate motor oil protection and performance. Great to have you with us on the Speed Channel around Australia tonight as we welcome you to the Toowoomba Speed Bowl, the venue formerly known as Charlton Raceway in Queensland. And tonight's opening round of the National Super Sedan Series will be an absolute beauty. Many of the nation's heavy hitters are here to contest the opening round of the championship. An event that last year was fought out by eventual winner Darren Kane and of course his arch rival Matty Pascoe. Before we look at the highlights of tonight's event, here's more on the format for this season.
The National Super Sedan Series is the premier tournament for speedway sedan racing in Australia. Over the past 8 seasons, they have trekked across Australia, wowing the crowds with some entertaining racing. Since its inception back in the 2006 season, the series has been predominantly dominated by Queensland-based drivers. Wayne Randall, Michael Doblo, Matt Pascoe and Darren Kane have all notched up championship wins, with Kane leading the tally with 3 titles. The only non-Queenslander to win the series is Tasmanian Brad Smith, who won the 2011-12 contest. This season's National Super Sedan Series will be staged over 7 rounds, commencing at the Toowoomba Speed Bowl tonight, followed by Gympie, Goulburn, Mount Gambier, Hobart, Mildura and Murray Bridge. The race format for each round commences with hot laps, where all drivers run 3 laps against the clock. 3 rounds of heat racing then follows, with points accumulated from qualifying in the heats deciding the top 14 for the A main. The remainder of the field then fight it out in the B main, where only the top 6 transfer through to the final. The event concludes with the running of the A main that decides the overall round winner.
Yes, Conor McNally there with a look at how the format works in the 2013-14 National Super Sedan Series. As we look in the pits and at the teams in preparation for tonight's event. Let's have a look at the contracted drivers that will contest every round of the championship this season. A title or tournament, if you like, that got underway back in 2006. Of course, Wayne Randall was the inaugural winner, defeating Jamie McHugh and the legendary John Leslie. Darren Kane, the defending champion, Matt Pascoe, the reigning Australian champion, Mick Nicola, 3 times national champion, the very talented Dave Gartner, Peter Nicola, Lachlan Onley, Mark Pagel, Billy Miller. Over the page, Barclamore, Charles and Campbell. In the pits with us tonight, it is good evening, Drury Forbes.
Yeah, thanks, Tappy. We're round 1 of the National Super Sedan Series here in Toowoomba. It doesn't get much better, does it? And we're joined by the 3rd place getter from last series, Lachlan Onley, all the way from Orange. Lachlan, you must be excited for the prospect of a new season ahead.
Yeah, mate, yeah, can't wait to get back on the road and see how we end up in this series. Yeah, that'll be good.
3rd last series, was that in line with your expectations? And then you viewed it this season. How optimistic are you of a better result?
Yeah, no, we had 3rd last year. We had a lot of DNFs through like different things go wrong with the car, but yeah, anything can happen this year. On top of them things, hopefully, but there's a lot of other good cars out there too, so just see what happens. Hopefully we can get up there a bit further than last year. Yeah.
Now you're flying the New South Wales flag here tonight in Toowoomba. Talk us through the car. How's it feel early, and I mean, how are you going to run it tonight setup-wise?
Yeah, no, we had a little practice last night. We had a couple of runs, so we're just going to start off where we finished last night. So we only had a couple of runs. We had a little bit of drama, but she's all should be right now. So just start there and see what ends up. don't know what the track will really do. Haven't been here before, so yeah.
So here's Pascoe. He wins the Australian Championship for 2013. A great drive. A very special talent in this sport, the obligatory roof dance. The 2013 National Super Sedan Champion, Matty Pascoe, receiving the adulation of the crowd here tonight.
Last season's Australian Super Sedan Championship was a defining moment in the racing career of Matt Pascoe. The Sweet chassis constructor has tasted national championship success with other drivers taking out the coveted title in his chassis make, but never in his own right. That all changed last March when Pascoe scored a popular victory at the Perth Motorplex. The Australia 1 now proudly adorns Pascoe's car, which is now prepared and raced in conjunction with Kalgoorlie-based driver Rick Massara, and the reigning Australian champion is excited about the new partnership heading into this season's National Super Sedan Series.
We're with a new team this year, Rick Massara from Perth in Kalgoorlie, and yeah, he's given me the car and chassis again, and just the same sort of deal as last year with the last year's car owner, but just we feel we got a bit better package this year, but so is the rest of the field down here. They've all got new cars here too as well, so it's we're going all right so far this year. We've had 5 starts for 2 wins, 2 seconds and a third, and the car feels really good.
Pascoe had an enthralling battle for last season's National Super Sedan Series crown with eventual winner and reigning champion Darren Kane. Pascoe needed to finish 2 places ahead of Kane at the final round to take the crown, but things didn't fall his way and he ended up finishing behind Kane. Having fought tooth and nail for National Super Sedan Series glory, the bitter taste of defeat cut deep.
Yeah, after the race, I was pretty cut, and the drive back up to top of Tassie there, I was still sort of down a bit, but then I sort of laid there and thought about it. We didn't have a good setup, and we were still finishing running 4th there, so if we had a right setup, we would have been all right for the series. But in saying that, you still got to pass them. It doesn't matter whether you're there and you think you're going to get them, you still got to get past them.
How would you describe your rivalry with Darren Kane?
It's a friendly rivalry. We go out, we race hard, we come back in and have a drink. There's no real rivalry, and the same with the rest of the guys down here. We're all getting along. This year's probably been the best year. Everyone's getting along really good.
As one of the sport's most successful chassis constructors, the Sweet name has been at the forefront of super sedan racing for the last half-decade. The last 4 Australian titles have been won with a car of his construction, and many of tonight's field are running a Sweet chassis. Despite having in-depth knowledge of each car, the man they call Mr. Sweet ensures each driver gets the same equipment as he does.
Yeah, definitely. We've got 39 cars out there now, so...
I bet you make sure you get the quickest one.
Nah, it all comes down to the driver. That's my policy with the team. Everyone gets the same as what we got, and it just comes down to whether you pick the right setup for the night or whether they pick the right lines on the track. That's what we aim for. If there's a car in front of me and it's one of mine, I'm happy as Larry.
Although Pascoe is now an Australian champion, he isn't one to rest on his laurels, and his objective this season is to win the National Super Sedan Series as well as successfully defending his Australian crown.
The main aim is, I suppose, to go and win the National Series and win as many races as we can, and then head on down to the Australian title and win that Tri-Series that they haven't before the Australian title, and then try and win the Australian title. That'd be ideal.
Feeling good?
The car's really good at the moment, touch wood, so feeling pretty confident, but you've got to have a lot of luck in these races as well, so hopefully we can have some of that as well.
Matt Pascoe, tremendous competitor. With me in commentary, welcome back Rod Calhoun.
Yeah, thanks very much, Dave. Looking forward to this one. Love this track here at Toowoomba, a great Super Sedan circuit.
There's been a lot of work done to it. Since this time last year, the track has been widened, a new surface, all part of the new management team here. Here's a recap of the first 6 heats.
The opening round of the National Super Sedan Series attracted a field of 23 cars, held around the confines of the Toowoomba Speed Bowl and headed by 3 times champion Darren Kane. The Tasmanian-born driver led the field away for the opening round of hostilities and quickly cleared out to a commanding lead. The real battle occurred between Ian Brims and Tony Barclamore as the pair battled it out for the minor places. Kane would win unchallenged ahead of Brims and Barclamore.
I thought it was pretty ordinary. The track got really greasy and we needed to be a lot tighter than that, but good start, get a heat win straight up, and yeah, I think we'll have a good car for tonight.
Australian champion Matt Pascoe sat on pole for Heat 2 and led for the opening lap, but Rockhampton's Michael Doblo was having none of it. Using the high line, Doblo rounded up Pascoe and romped away to an unsaleable lead. Pascoe then had to fend off former Australian champion Mick Nicola for second, which he successfully achieved. Doblo would go on to win Heat 2 from Pascoe and Nicola.
No, it's a good way to start off like that. I mean, we can't ask for any better. I mean, we just see what happens in the next one, but I think we'll be right.
Lachlan Onley commenced Heat 3 from pole position and took charge from the outset. The real battle emerged between Mark Pagel and Wayne Brims, with the latter leading the Ipswich-based driver for a number of laps, before Pagel took third place in the closing stages. Onley would win from Peter Nicola and Pagel.
You know, the car's real good, so we just got to keep an eye on the track and not move too far from where we are, I think.
Heat 4 was dominated by South Australian Dave Gartner, the GT Bobcat sponsor driver making good of a front row start to lead away from Kane and Gary Pagel. Pagel and his Ford XR6 turbo-powered entry fended off the reigning champion for the first half dozen laps, before Kane utilised his experience to pass Pagel. Gartner would go on to win from Kane with Pagel in third.
Yeah, I mean, we caught out the first heat was a bit loose, and that time still maybe a tad loose, so car felt good, we got our pace back, and I roughly knew where Darren was. I had a bit of a look coming out of turn 4 a couple of times, so we just eased to get there because there's a lot of cars in front of me and I didn't really want to catch them before the checkered flag, so we'll try and tighten up a little bit more and hopefully get a bit quicker.
Mick Nicola led in the opening laps of Heat 5, but Michael Doblo again used the high line to pass the 3 times Australian champion in the opening laps. Nicola then had to contend with Matt Pascoe, who was pressing in for the remainder of the heat. Doblo would go on to win 2 heats from 2 starts, followed by Nicola and Pascoe.
Yeah, no, we can't be happy. I mean, the way we're starting off the series. I mean, we won the lead at the start, then had a stoppage, and Nicola beat me off the start again, and then we had to go back around the top of him, so no, it was good.
The opening laps of Heat 6 were frenetic. Mark Pagel, Wayne Brims, Peter Nicola and Lachlan Onley were fighting hard for the lead, but it was Nicola who managed to take command of the race by mid-distance. Nicola would go on to win the heat from Brims and Onley, with Pagel in 4th.
Yeah, the track's really great to work on here, and all the drivers and everything are pretty good drivers here tonight, and yeah, no, we're getting together tonight and hopefully we do well.
Still to come on Checkered Flag, we pick up racing action with Heat 7, plus we profile reigning National Super Sedan Series champion Darren Kane.
Oh, a fair bit, mate. You know, like it's like you want to win as many as you can, but you know, if I never win another one, to look back and say that I won 3, it'd be a great honour.
You're watching the 19th season of Checkered Flag, proudly presented by Valvoline SynPower, delivering the ultimate motor oil protection and performance.
Tremendous to have you with us tonight on Checkered Flag around Australia. And we now pick up our extended race coverage with the action in heat number 7. And Tony Barclamore, the New South Welshman in the 63 car, will start here on pole. I must say, very windy conditions here tonight in Toowoomba. Now, Black was scheduled to start on the pole. That hasn't happened. It is Barclamore in 63 and Pagel. Brett Randall, second generation driver, the son of Wayne, Jack Childs, Dave Gardner, Ian Brim, Steve Latham and Darren Kane. The defending champ will start at the back of the field. We get them underway. Another 10-lap journey. Sean Black, who was scheduled to start on pole, in fact started on the outside of the front row, got the best start. And Gary Pagel has hustling his way through as well. He moves up to second and relegates therefore Tony Barclamore to third, but Barclamore now fights back.
Yeah, Barclamore missed the apex on that first turn. He'd be a bit dirty on himself. He had the great starting spot there, but no doubt he'll bustle his way back through.
Back to the wide shot now in gale force like conditions. It is so windy. And you can see Pagel making a move on the inside line. He now challenges Sean Black and moves up a spot. Very aggressive driving by Pagel. And have a look at the action here in heat race number 7. The boys are going berserk out on the clayway.
Yeah, Pagel getting the best of that turn. Maybe there was something in that middle of that corner there. Same mistake for Barclamore and Black in the same spot. 2 laps in a row.
Look at this, will you? They are going berserk up front. Jostling for racing room. Pagel clear-cut leader. Great battle between Black and Barclamore. The Queenslander and the New South Welsman. Look at Big Tony on the inside having a big crack. And behind him is Dave Gartner, followed further back by Darren Kane, who makes good progress. Now we go on board with Darren.
Yeah, some heavy hitters here midfield, and Darren Kane, great vision out the back there. Lovely stuff. Had this increased banking on this track this year too. It looks really, really good, this racing surface. Outstanding. Look at this stuff. Wheel to wheel.
Gartner's made a mistake. Kane advances a spot. Now Gartner is battling with Ian Brims. Here's another look at the manner in which Pagel took the lead. I think I used the word aggression at the time. He just about tore Black's door off as he drove past.
Yeah, manner, not manners.
Exactly. Battle continues. Pagel, the Queenslander, out in front.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job out in front. I'll tell you what, some heavy hitters coming through though. Gonna do well to stay out in front. Only a lap and a half to go. They should be able to hang on, but gee, tell you what, Black's not done with either.
Yeah, fighting back hard is Black in the 26 car. They're only separated by a car length. It's the last racing lap now in heat number 7. Mark Pagel from Gympie in Queensland running a Dominator chassis with a Chevy power plant. And have a look at this as they run to the checkered flag at the Toowoomba Speed Bowl. And Pagel takes the win in unbelievably windy conditions. You can see that
Brett Randall there. Brett Randall across the line sideways. That might have been Ian Brims actually.
Yeah, it was in fact Ian Brims. Apologies about our main camera and the movement. It is blowing a gale here.
Well, congratulations to our heat winner, Gary Pagel. A tremendous effort, started from 4th, and you drove your way to 1st place, so well done. And your thoughts on the heat?
Oh, the car's a hell of a lot better than what it was last night. Last night I was just about in tears trying to make it work, and we had to rethink about it today and got it a hell of a lot closer, and yeah, much happier.
Of course, Gary speaks of the practice session here last night at Toowoomba Speedway. Gary, extraordinary windy tonight. The wind is quite something. Is that affecting things out there on the racetrack?
It could be, but you're not noticing it because it's sort of down in the bowl, but I imagine it is hurting them down the back straight because the wind's behind you and it gets up underneath the back of the car a bit more than normal. But it's a bit hard to tell whether it's actually the car or the wind, but there's something's going on when you try and land it. You come down off the hill in turn 1 and land it into the hole. This thing's just burying its nose, whether it's the wind pushing down on it or something like that, I'm not sure, but we're going to put a heavier spring in the right front and have another crack.
Yeah, Gary, a very underrated driver. He's always been very competitive at whichever venue he chooses to compete at. Heat race number 8, the National Super Sedan Series opening round. Campbell, Elliott, Nicola, Pascoe, Lau, Pearce and Doblo. Of course, Doblo is a former National Super Sedan Series champion, as is Matty Pascoe. Mick Nicola's won 3 national titles, so no shortage of quality on display here again. And Campbell from the Gold Coast goes straight to the front.
Yeah, and Elliott into second. I'll tell you what, 2nd, 3rd and 4th, absolutely, oh, big one here, 71. Shane Loward as it's gone around.
Yeah, I think he had a helping hand. There's the tight shot, the Forbes Batteries entry.
Yeah, taking a bit of damage there. Looks like he's, geez, I hope he can restart. That'd be a shame if he can't.
Another look at this on the wider angle. Well, he actually turned right slightly, to be fair.
Yeah, Doblo really had nowhere to go, though. Doblo was holding his line, so, yeah, maybe a little bit of shared blame at best there.
Okay, so full race restart. A lap had not as yet been completed. So we get set to unleash this field again for Valvoline Sin Power on checkered flag. Campbell, the pole sitter. Another driver that I'd describe as underrated. Very good on his night, the Gold Coast pilot. There's Mick Nicola bustling his way forward in the National Warranty car. He too is running a Dominator chassis in 2013-14. And there's Mick Doblo, the Doblo Seafoods entry. It's a rocket race car from the Danny Smith workshop in Lismore.
What about the presentation? The presentation of that car is phenomenal. Looks absolutely brilliant.
It's tidy, all right. You'll remember he did make contact with Shane Lau early in proceedings, and he may have damaged something because Doblo has gone straight into the wall. And I don't think he had very much to do with it.
No, absolutely not. Just a misfortune, I'd say, but hopefully we'll see him again as the night progresses because he's a heavy hitter here at Toowoomba.
Big Mick, the seafood shop proprietor from Rockhampton, out of heat race number 8. He'll be filthy. He's every ounce a competitor. So Campbell, for the third time, will lead this snarling pack away. On his outside, it's Graham Elliott. I'm pretty sure that's a former Michael Doblo car, in fact. The number 3 rocket machine.
I think you're right. Nicola straight in underneath, up into second place. Mick Nicola, 3 times former national champion, the Victorian. Very well travelled and enormously experienced in this class.
Yeah, Matty Pascoe in the yellow car, the reigning Australian champion, is third. Again, I have to apologise about our main camera. It's positioned up high on a cherry pickup. It is so windy, the camera operator almost being blown off. And from time to time, he's getting the hippie shakes on the vision. We apologise. Now on board with the reigning Australia one, Matty Pascoe, hard at work in a car that he built himself.
Yeah, the sweet chassis, Chevy-powered machine owned by Rick Massara. Just a beautiful, beautiful race team they're running here. And look at this, round the outside of Nicola. 2 of the greats.
Yeah, they certainly are. You won't see them touch. They're too good for that. Despite racing hard side by side, Campbell has cleared out. Matty Pascoe second, Mick Nicola third, and a break to Graham Elliott and Shane Lau as the action continues at mid-race distance.
This will be a really great win for Campbell if he can hold this together. He's pulled a considerable gap on what are 2 of the nation's best drivers, so well done.
Yes, he certainly has done. There's Campbell in full flight, cranking the car sideways through the turns at the Toowoomba Speed Bowl. Full credit to Alan Woods and his team that have taken over the promotional rights here at this venue. They've done a lot of work, spent a lot of money, and it appears to be paying dividends. Back on board with Matty Pascoe. Looks fairly calm in the cockpit, really. In second spot, he's out after the leader, Jason Campbell. Nice tight shot of Pascoe as he negotiates this Toowoomba Speed Bowl venue.
Yeah, Campbell driving the Dominator chassis car, the Chevy engine, and a widely used chassis in this division, and used to great success, as is the Sweet chassis. So the 2 dominant forces in the class, really.
Yeah, it could be argued that there's probably more Dominators in the National Super Sedan Series this summer than any other make. Of course, the Rocket car for many years was a leaf-sprung rear end. They now have moved to a bar-style setup to fall in line with Dominator and Sweet. The bar cars all of a sudden really surged to prominence in this sport. Not a bad battle. Pascoe has made up a lot of ground, but the checkered flag flew. Campbell lasted to take the win. Nicola was third, then Elliott and Shane Lau. Lau will be happy just to finish the race, given the way his fortune started in that event. So Campbell too good for his rivals. Drury Forbes moving into position to catch up with the Gold Coast driver, who presents a pretty decent looking team as well. And we'll now take you down to the pits. Here's Drury with the race winner.
Here he comes, all the way from sunny Gold Coast. Nice drive, Jason Campbell, but boy, oh boy, Matty Pascoe was right on your heels at the end there.
Yeah, he's a very good competitor, Matty. He'll keep you honest all the way to the end. He usually does.
Jason, your thoughts on your own performance?
Oh, we're improving. We have struggled a little bit with setup early on in the night, but I think we're onto it now. The car was the best it's been in that one. Probably not the ideal race line, but I was trying to make it as hard as I could for the chap behind me. But yeah, no, good race, good fun. We'll get it a little bit better yet.
Thanks to Jason, and thank you to Drury as well, working in cyclonic-like conditions tonight in Toowoomba. This speedway venue, it can get cold, it can get windy in the valley. My goodness, it is a howling gale tonight. Campbell, Elliott, Williams, O'Brien, Pagel, Nicola and Onley. This is Mark Pagel, please note, in the 4 car. Very, very steady competitor. And here we are now with the field unleashed. Wayne Brims, multiple New South Wales Super Sedan champion from Murwillumbah in northern New South Wales. Lovely turned out car. He leads early stages of this race.
Yeah, Billy Miller in third, Matt Williams in second, but a great start there from Brims, shot away.
He's no slouch. Lachlan Onley in car 17. Been on the podium in the last 2 Australian Championships. He has emerged as certainly one of the top boys in this sport. Really competitive. He's had an exhaustive season. He took over the promotional duties of the Morris Park Speedway in Dubbo. It hasn't quite worked out the way he would have planned, as we now see him bustling Big Billy Miller, and they race fairly close together on the circuit, the battle for third.
Yeah, real tight-knit community, this Super Sedan community. They'll see Billy Miller there from Adelaide, obviously always well-travelled, attends every big event, and a wonderful guy, great competitor.
Looking now at that scrap between Onley and Miller. I'm sure that will rage right down to the checkered flag. Matt Williams is still in second, and Wayne Brims is still the leader. You can see now that Williams is under siege from Bill Miller. Of course, Billy builds his own cars. It's a Miller chassis, the 77 car. The popular pink colour scheme that he's been running as long as I can remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's popular with Bill anyway.
He must have got a lot of free paint from somewhere, I'd say.
The Blair Athol Auto Parts entry from Adelaide. He's a very steady campaigner. But Wayne Brims, he has cleared out, putting on an absolute clinic in this event. And that shot super tight, puts you right into the driver's seat.
Yeah, Brims is a driver that would have to be said probably overdue for a national title, fair to say.
Yeah, that is fair comment. His family operates numerous businesses. I guess he finds it hard to juggle racing with their business enterprises. Onto the main straightaway, and Wayne Brims takes a very comfortable win in heat number 9. Matt Williams second. Billy Miller third. He was able to shake off the challenge of Lachlan Onley and put himself on the podium there. Mark Pagel officially placed 5th. He was a fair way back from the lead car.
Heat 9 winner Wayne Rims, all the way from Tweed Heads. Well, not that far actually from Rims Racing. Nice drive, Wayne. He had a few tangles earlier with Peter Nicola, but no such dramas for you in this heat.
Yeah, we've had a tough weekend. It's been a long weekend, a bit of heat today, but yeah, we finally look like we're getting the car half right, so hopefully from here on we'll keep on going.
He's a welcome addition to the field here tonight, is Wayne Brims. There's big Michael Doblow. He's had a horror start to the National Super Sedan Series. Not a lot has gone right for him so far. He ended up in the wall in his earlier heat tonight. And let's go downstairs now and find out what is happening with Drury Forbes.
Well, it's Mick Doblow, the handyman at the moment. Mick, can you just talk us through what you're doing in there at the moment? Just talk us through what's going on.
Oh, we're just replacing all the front end, mate. That's all. Just we'll get out there, but I don't know how many hand is yet.
So obviously still recovering from the carnage earlier.
Yeah. No, we'll be right. Don't worry.
Upbeat.
Hey?
You upbeat?
Oh, we're off poles, so that's why we're making an effort. Yeah.
Oh, mate, we'll let you jump straight back in.
Thanks, mate.
Michael Doblow trying to look happy, but not doing too good a job at this stage. Lachlan Onley, he ran quite strongly in that previous qualifying heat. Drury's making his way over to catch up with him now. As you look at the Bill Miller team, Billy is really happy. Here's Lachlan with Drury.
Here we are, a very quick word with Lachlan Onley. You're about to jump in the car. You're about to get ready for the A-main and get out there. What's going through your mind right now, Lachlan?
I just hope we got it right and hope we can get out of 7, so we're just going to try and work our way forward.
You are starting from 7th?
Yeah.
What's the game plan from there? It's not up the front, but it's not too far back either.
Yeah, no, we'll just see. As long as we can run with them for a while and save a few laps to the end, or about 10 to go or something,
You see Mick Doblow jumping in his car behind us. Of course, his hand's hurting at the moment. but been a little bit more fortuitous for yourself tonight.
Yeah, no, you'll be right. We'll just see how we end up, and she should be all right.
Go get him, Tiger.
Thank you.
In a career that has spanned 2 decades, Darren Kane has been the standout driver in super sedan racing nationally. Having come to prominence in 1991 after winning the Tasmanian Super Sedan Championship, Kane rose through the ranks to become one of the most successful drivers the sport has seen. Along with winning 2 Australian titles, Kane has won state titles in Queensland, Victoria, Western Australia, Tasmania and New South Wales. And he is also a 3 times and defending National Super Sedan Series champion. Having grown up in a racing family in his native Tasmania, Kane attributes both his parents as a major influence in his racing career.
My mum and dad raced, and both was Super Sedans back then. And I got involved after getting injured in football, so I just went down that track and I've never looked back.
You mentioned football, originally from Tasmania. We almost lost you to an AFL career, didn't we, when you were a youngster?
Yeah, I'd like to think that I could have went a fair way in that. I played for Glenorchy in the statewide league, and I was, I think it was 17. I played in a senior gala day game, and then I cracked my ribs, and I never played footy after that. Just lost interest and started racing.
Kane created National Super Sedan Series history last season by becoming the first driver to win 3 titles, breaking the deadlock he shared with Wayne Randall. As the premier Speedway Sedan Series in Australia, Kane is proud of what he has accomplished.
Oh, a fair bit, mate. You know, it's like you want to win as many as you can, but if I never win another one, to look back and say that I won 3, it'd be a great honour.
Having won 3 in a row, what motivates Darren Kane currently?
Just to enjoy it, enjoy the sport, and obviously to be successful and sort of try from there. You know, best you can do.
Following Kane's National Series glory last season, he suffered a season-ending injury when he broke his right arm at Latrobe while racing in the 50-lap Super Sedan Grand Prix.
Yeah, like that's I broke my wrists a couple of times, but not a injury that stopped me from racing. But last year, basically, just about tore my arm off, and I got plates and screws in my arm, and it took me a while to get back, and it probably changed my attitude towards racing, and got myself a lot fitter over the off season, and I feel that I'm driving better than I've ever done through being fitter.
You mentioned your fitness. We do hear you're a bit of a gym junkie, Darren. How far is that from the truth?
No, I go there for the enjoyment side. Like, I try and get there every day now, and as you get older, mate, you've got to be fitter, and I think that definitely helps the way I approach me racing.
Much has been said about the so-called rivalry between Matt Pascoe and himself. Whilst he is ready for the challenge from the Australian champion, the respect between them is incredibly high.
I think we'll have a lot of good races, me and Matt. We've had a lot of good races already this season, and if we get good tracks, we'll be pretty much hopefully up the front both of us, and the best man will win.
On Speed, you're watching the 19th season of Checkered Flag, proudly presented by Valvoline Sin Power, delivering the ultimate motor oil protection and performance.
And you're watching the opening round of the National Super Sedan Series from the Toowoomba Speed Bowl. Track has been freshly prepped. The only thing that hasn't changed is the cyclonic-like conditions. I've never experienced wind like it. It is howling here tonight in Toowoomba. Our poor camera operators around the circuit have been blown off their platforms along with the tripods. And these cars line up for wide salute ahead of tonight's main event. Looking forward to this one. Doblo on pole. Kane, Brims, Nicola, Gary Pagel, Peter Nicola, Campbell, Onley, Dave Gartner from 9. Matty Williams starts in car number 3 from P10. Should thank also Speedway Australia for its support in bringing you this exclusive coverage tonight. Pascoe from 11, he's got a lot of work to do. Brims, Barklemore, Latham, Mark Pagel, Billy Miller, Sean Black, then Pearce, Brett Randall, Graham Elliott in the 3 car from position number 20. And right at the back is Jack Childs in car number 24, the Queenslander. who has contracted status this season. Here we are. The National Series finale tonight is underway with Michael Doblow heading straight to the race lead. Darren Kane in the Dominator house car, if I can use that expression, lies in second spot. Nicola's coming quickly as well. Now we take you on board with Darren Kane during the early stages of the race.
Yeah, 35 laps of journey, so tyres going to be crucial as the race wears on, and Kane up in second. He'll be happy there at the moment.
Yeah, the script couldn't have been written better for the defending champion, really. Nicola is third. Gee, there's a lot of different racing lines on this circuit, isn't there? Guys are using plenty of the speedway. Some are hugging the low line, others in the middle, whilst others are venturing upstairs. But there's really no cushion up there. There's no fluffy dirt that is going to enable anyone to really hook the right rear up. The track surface is fairly heavily packed.
Yeah, it is. From inside to out. I noticed Matt Williams there was going fairly high. See if that pays off as the race wears on.
Okay, so the battle continuing with Wayne Brims trying to run down Michael Nicola. Now we ride with Matt Pascoe. What a driver he is. He's a former winner of this National Series and the defending national champion. He's just as good in V8 dirt modifieds, can drive anything. Lap 6 of 35. There's the leader, Doblow. Dave Gardner, he comes forward too, now surging up on the inside as they come down the main straight. There's Pagel. A nice tight shot of Michael Doblow. He continues to lead this race. We've got amber caution lights have been switched on as we go on board with Matt Pascoe. There's some debris on the circuit on the main straight. That's why this race has been stopped. So we'll come back with single file formation restart. Just waiting for the track officials to move the debris. It looks like an air filter to me, Rod, on the main straight.
It does look like an air filter, and just in terms of Matt Pascoe, we saw him start mid-pack. I don't think this will do him any harm, Dave. It's going to concertina the field and bring him up close to the tail of the leaders, so it's going to help him a bit.
Okay, so we also see Latham go infield with the 8 car, so it's obviously his air filter that has come adrift, and some inside officials or infield officials are trying to lend him a hand. Also, Steve Pearce is on the infield.
Yep.
In the amazing signs entry. So
a couple of casualties.
Yeah, we've lost a couple of strong runners there. Back underway. In fact, 2 wide formation restart.
Yeah, Kane tried that high line you were talking about, and it didn't pay off. Certainly not on that occasion.
So the action, the hostilities on in earnest here at the Toowoomba Speed Bowl, with Darren Kane hounding our race leader, Michael Doblow, then Brims, and now we've got a multi-car accident. Barklemore, Lachlan Onley, Peter Nicola, and I think Pagel is the other one behind the big tyres we can see at the bottom of the screen. If there is one thing, it is that none of the cars appear to be badly damaged other than that man, Jack Childs, in the Think Money entry. He's hurt for sure and will probably retire wounded. The other cars, I'm speculating, we're not down there, but they don't look to be that badly hit.
No, we may lose 1 or 2, but I don't think we'll lose all 4. So yeah, just keep your eye on the replay. You see Pagel there gets tagged going into the corner, and inside front comes up, catches the other cars, and yeah, a little bit of damage on. Geez, I hope we don't lose too many of these drivers.
I agree with you. As we look at that replay from inside Darren Kane's car, let's head down to Drury on the infield.
Lachlan, what went wrong?
No, she just can't get her into drives, but I tried to get her in there, and the throttle's half stuck on, and yeah, somebody spun in front of us, got caught up coming out of 2, so yeah, she's all over for night 1.
Unfortunately, so there was a few problems with the car itself.
Yeah, it's just, well, from the crash, something stuck, jammed half on with the throttle, and then something's bent in there, so I can't select drives, so
yeah, Lachlan, understandably disappointed. So here we go again. A lot of attrition during the early stages of this race. 2 wide. Formation again for the restart. Doblow in advance of Kane. Here's Campbell hustling up on the inside of Mick Nicola. And Dave Gardner, the Prince of Penola. He goes up a spot 2 in the number 8 car.
Yeah, nice move there from Gardner. Really good stuff. Tell you what, Mick Doblo's done really well. He's had to fend off Kane on 3 occasions so far in a blast of the first turn, and has done it every time successfully, so doing well. We saw Matt Pascoe there on a charge.
Yeah, Pascoe going forward. You'd expect nothing less from the Australian champion. On board with Darren Kane, the Ian Botcher-owned race car, the Dominator factory machine. And a problem for Wayne Brims as we go wide. Brims in the Brims Coastal Cement entry is crawling around at the top of the track in an effort to somehow finish the race and accrue some points. Don't like his chances necessarily. Here's Pascoe now on the inside of Dave Gartner. Nicola is still third and safely in third at this point. Campbell is fourth, but he's under siege.
Yeah, I was just going to say Campbell is under siege, and so is Gartner. We've got Pascoe right on their tail. It'll be interesting to see just how they fend these off as we watch Pascoe in the cockpit.
Yeah, and just removing a tear off. These guys would start a main event like this with at least 20 tear-offs on their helmet visor. Some side-by-side stuff now at Pascoe and Dave Gartner. Meantime, you can see Darren Kane moving closer to Mick Doblo. Doblo sticking to his gunzo, and he accelerates away. Caution. Again, it has been a race punctuated by stoppages, hasn't it? Gartner, he's out. Has taken a big hit. And of course the 3 car is Graham Elliott in the Ocean Tyres entry.
So Brims there too, Ian Brims.
Yeah, Ian Brims as well, but no harm done to his car. So can we get this field to the checkered flag in one piece, the remainder? So many incidents in this race. So Doblo forced to do it again. We're only up to lap 13 and we've been here for 5 years.
He's certainly been caught upon. I'll tell you what, Campbell's been mightily impressive.
He's been good. Man on screen. And wow, now they're going crazy again out there. And Gartner, gee, someone has got into the side of him. And all hell is broken loose.
He's gone, yeah.
The potato farmer from Penola, he will be filthy. Steve Pearce, we saw him on the infield earlier, but with all the stoppages, he's had a chance to repair his car. He went out and rejoined at the back of the field, and now he's found more trouble. Well, on the Valvoline SynPower replay, you can see
Gartner's just unfortunately caught.
Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell's caught the front of Gartner's car there, and Campbell's continued on.
Campbell has absolutely nailed Dave Gartner. Dave Gartner doesn't mince words. He'll have plenty to say at the end of this race. And as we look at the onboard out the back of Darren's car, you can see all the trouble. So what is this, the 15th restart?
It's pretty close, but Doblo's done it again. Doblo, Brims, Nicola.
If we can put a sequence of laps together, this will be a thriller, because we've got guys up front, all in equal machinery, all on the pace. It'll go down to the wire. Here's Pascoe arriving on the scene in the Australia 1 sweet car.
They say you make your own luck in racing, and Pascoe must have avoided at least 6 or 7 collisions on his way to the front of this pack. So, gee, some good driving there from Pascoe, and a little bit of luck.
Doblo is hanging on. Good job by the former champion. He's got the defending champion behind him. Then Mick Nicola, the triple Australian champion. He's under siege from Matty Pascoe, the reigning Australian champion.
And he gives way to no one.
Plenty of credentials up front.
Yeah, Mick Nicola, absolutely not. He'll be loving this, battling with the reigning national champion.
So we're approaching half race distance, and Pascoe cruises up behind her. Mick Nicola in the national warranty entry. He used to race rocket cars, Nicola, but nowadays he goes with the Dominator chassis that served him well. Doblo running the rocket car. Look at this now, Pascoe. He gives Mick Nicola some hurry up, and Peter Nicola, Mick's younger brother, he joins in this battle as well.
Yeah, it's family versus the reigning national champ, and he gets away. That was a nice bit of driving there on the outside from Pascoe.
Very hearty souls in the audience here tonight, the crowd. It is freezing. Lap 19 of 35. We put you in the cockpit with the reigning Australian champion. Pretty cool, calm and collected, really, when you consider the sideways nature, the opposite lock nature of this sport. He's making it look fairly easy. Matty Pascoe, let me tell you, it isn't easy.
No, not at all. And I was going to say, when he lined up in 11th position on the grid, he probably thought if I get on the podium tonight, it would be a good result. But he's got 15 laps in which to take this race, and he's very capable of it.
Absolutely. Kane is still in second. Darren driving. A typical Darren Kane race. He waits, he bides his time, and then he makes the most of his opportunity. It was presented there as Doblo ran wide. And Kane, he moved up on the inside and took the lead. Doblo trying to stay with him. There's the second place runner. He's been relegated a spot, and now he's got to worry about Matt Pascoe too. His job's about to get even harder.
Absolutely, and I'm really loving the attitude of these cars now as this race wears on. Some big chassis flex there, some great drive off the turns, and watching the masterclass here.
Yeah, 600 plus horsepower on these V8 Super Sedans. So we've got 3 different chassis involved in the battle up front, haven't we? We've got the Dominator chassis of Kane, the Rocket chassis of Doblo, the Sweet chassis of Matty Pascoe. That's what you like to see. As many manufacturers as possible involved, doing battle for the spoils.
Yeah, and Doblo again doing a really good job. As I said, he's been a champion in this series. He's no mug, not by a long way, but when Pascoe's on a charge, he's hard to hold off.
Matty Pascoe again. On board, running really hard. I'll tell you what, Darren Kane has said, see you later, fellas. He has checked out.
I think he got a glimpse of the yellow car coming and he said, hang on, I'm out of here.
They don't have any mirrors, these cars. If you've not seen Speedway Sedan racing before, you really don't know where your opposition are on the track as a result. So it's just head down and get on with it. And Kane, well, he's going to career away now, at least that's his strategy. Doblo under siege from Pascoe. The battle for second you are watching. 7 laps remaining, Rod.
Yeah, great stuff. And the beauty of the no mirror scenario is that you don't see someone until they blow by you. So it can be a problem. So you got to find the threshold yourself, push yourself to the absolute edge, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, on the limit, all right. Darren Kane is gone. He is 100 metres in front of this pair. And Matt Pascoe would dearly love to try and get by Mick Doblo so he can attempt to run down Darren Kane with 5 laps remaining. Now Kane, or rather Pascoe, looks up top. But as I mentioned earlier, there is no cushion here tonight to speak of in the true sense of the terminology cushion in this sport.
No, it's not. And I think it's a credit to the level of drive we've got here at the front of the pack. There's no biffing and barging, just line selection. Real classy racing from both guys. And when you consider there's no cushion, there's a lot of drift and steering clear of each other. It's really nice to see.
Of course, Mick Doblo, when he won the National Series, he had the great John Leslight as his crew chief. He would have learned a lot off John Leslight on that occasion. It's standing him in good stead, there's no doubt about it. And now Pascoe on the inside. Will this be the move? No. Doblo, well done, Michael Doblo, fending off the advances of the national champion. This is Mick Doblo's best drive for a number of seasons.
Yeah, great drive from Mick. Laps are winding down. I tell you what, Pascoe's trying to invent something here in terms of a racing line, and it's just not working.
Indeed, so we focus our attention on this epic battle for second. A lap to go here. It's all Darren Kane out of camera shot. We'll pick him up in a moment as Doblo makes a small mistake, enabling Pascoe to move up a spot. Or rather, to move closer is what I'm trying to say. Here's our leader. Darren Kane is going to take the win in the opening round of the National Series. The defending champion gets it done. Now we go back and look at this scrap for second. Doblo, well done. Great stuff by Doblo and Pascoe. That was really entertaining speedway. Mark Pagel, he was 4th. He got by Mick Nicola in the final laps. But Darren Kane, what more can you say about this man?
He's put on a clinic there.
Yeah, he's won this title an unprecedented 3 times. And he and Wayne Randall had won it twice prior to that each. And now the Valvoline SynPower race recap. Well, it was Doblo early days, then the concertina effect as 4 cars got into trouble. We spent a lot of time describing all the incidents to you early in the race. At least the back end of the event, we were able to run flag to flag.
Yeah, I sense with Kane that the team had a strategy. They would run to a certain race distance and they knew their car would come in, and then when that distance came, Kane's very experienced. bang, he was gone. And
Yeah.
he was taking a second a lap out of these guys. Just a great strategy from that team.
Yeah, I tried to articulate that at the time. He was biding his time, and once the opportunity presented, he was through and absolutely gone. So the Dominator car, it's come out of the blocks really impressively here tonight. Not a lot wrong with second and third, mind you. Here's Drury.
Matt Pascoe, third place tonight here at Toowoomba, round one to kickstart the National Super Sedan Series. You started from 9th, so a good result?
Yeah, definitely. After our first two heats, we were shocking, and then we changed it right back to where we've been running all year. And yeah, the last heat we got up to second, and then the final there we just plucked away. A few stoppages helped us. A few cars dropped out, but yeah, we were all over Mick. But he just made that thing so wide, we just couldn't get him.
Yeah, just got held up by Mick Doblo there at the end with one hand. Did you think you were going to overtake him?
Yeah, I was just hoping he was going to try and block down a bit lower down this end. We were having a good run right around the top on 1 and 2, but just couldn't get out of turn 2 properly. Like up the top, he was just there enough to hold us up a bit.
But Mick, it's been an emotional roller coaster for you tonight, and we hear you've even got a broken hand. So a remarkable effort to finish in the top 3 for you personally.
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's broken. I mean, a lot of people have given you their own opinions, but we'll wait till later. We'll go up and get it checked out.
And what about yourself? I mean, you just seem to be defending for 35 laps. First it was Darren Kane, and then you had Matty Pascoe all over you, but you did incredibly well, as I said, to hang on for a top 3 finish.
Oh, I got no complaints. I mean, we didn't get enough time to put the setup in it because we had to fix the front end from the accident, but I'm not complaining. I mean, we're happy to get where we got. We didn't even think we were going to make it before the final. I didn't even think I was going to be able to drive it, so we're happy.
Darren, that was a great drive, and persistence paid off in the end. You finally got around Mick Doblo.
Yeah, no, Mick was going pretty quick there for a while, and I set it up for probably the middle to the end of the stage, and I was way too tight the first part, and I did nearly get him once, and he seen where I was running, and then I thought, well, I've got to try a different tact. And but he drove really good in the race, and once I got past him, I could sort of use the track like I need to with the handle on the car, and yeah, it was a fantastic night in the end.
Well done to Darren Kane. Winners are grinners. A fantastic night, all right. Opening round of the National Super Sedan Series. He's on top, 566 points in advance of Michael Doblo and Matty Pascoe. Mark Pagel, he'll be pleased with that for his performance in the opening round, and Mick Nicola has started in fairly strong fashion as well. A reminder about Speedway Racing News magazine. The February issue is now on sale, and Tim Kading, the winner of the Grand Annual Classic, he adorns the front cover. It's a fantastic issue with some very thought-provoking feature stories, including an exclusive interview with a director of Speedway Australia, Jeff Kendrick, arguably the most influential man in the sport. He speaks out on a number of subjects. Join us on Checkered Flag next week. It's the grand final of the Speed Car Pro Series, the event doubling as the Victorian Speed Car Championship. So a lot of nostalgia there. It'll be an absolute beauty from the high banks of the Premier Speedway at Warrnambool in Victoria. Good to work with you tonight, Rod. A very windy, cold night, but very entertaining race in the end.
Certainly was. Loved every minute of it, Dave.
Okay, thanks for your company today on Checkered Flag. A big wrap to Valvoline SynPower for making it all possible. Most importantly, thank you to you for watching at home, and we'll catch you next week.
You've been watching Checkered Flag on Speed, proudly presented by Valvoline SynPower, delivering the ultimate motor oil protection and performance.